More Spikemuth Cup today. Got an interesting team for you today. Got Naganadel, Tapu Lele, Drifblim, Amoonguss, Urshifu, and Incineroar. Took some inspiration from some teams in the Spikemuth Cup from the other day. Tapu Lele with the choice Specs, Drifblim setting up with the Seed to go Unburden for a fast tailwind. Naganadel, I'm not entirely sure why this Pokemon is so good, but I've seen it a lot and I just wanted to use it. Poison Dragon typing, pretty good offensively. Beast Boost, Life Orb, just max out on its special attack and speed. And then we're going, you know, pretty just terrifying. Just attacking a bunch. In the back, we have Amoonguss, Urshifu, Incineroar, just a nice little fire, water, grass core. Urshifu's just incredibly powerful, as everybody knows, so is Incineroar. Amoonguss is really good under the Trick Room that I'm afraid might go up against my team, as it is a pretty offensive, not really good under Trick Room team. If I expect to be under Trick Room, well, we bring in our Amoonguss, and this is supposed to be 0, so that we can outspeed as much as possible under Trick Room. I don't know about Rocky Helmet. It was just an idea, just might as well. I don't know. I wanted to do Focus Sash, but we have Urshifu here. We could use a berry, but I don't know what the optimal berry is for Amoonguss in this format. I think this team might have a hard time with something, but I don't know what yet. So we're going to jump into it. I haven't played a single game with the team, so let's get right into it. We've got a battle. We've got a Latios, Entei, Amoonguss, Rillaboom, Urshifu, proposed fighting type Urshifu, but I guess we don't know for sure, and Nihilego. Tapu Lele, Drifblim, I like the lead. We're going to go ahead and set up a timer here. We're going to bring Naganadel just because I want this Pokemon today. That's what I really want to use in the Drifblim Lele. And Urshifu doesn't feel the greatest in the world. Okay, we're going to bring Incineroar. I'm not sure what to bring. We've got Nihilego, Rillaboom, lead. Rillaboom is going to go ahead and take our Surge away, so that's a little unfortunate. We're not going to be able to underspeed that. That makes sense, obviously. Rillaboom on lead is pretty good there. We don't have any Protect or anything on Tapu Lele, so it's definitely going to be seeing a Fake Out today. Nihilego is then going to be also swinging in pretty rough to something here. I could just go for a Meteor Beam on the Drifblim. That sounds pretty solid. And we could protect that, but they still get the +1 from the Meteor Beam then, which is like a little scary. So we could bring in our Incineroar, take that Fake Out. Nihilego, he could double also into the Tapu Lele, and if I switch in Naganadel and dies, okay, we're going to switch Naganadel and we're going to go for a Protect. Because Meteor Beam on the Drifblim is really scary here, and it would suck. And he's going for it, and it does get protected, but he still does get that boost, which is unfortunate. However, I am outspeeding it, so, you know, now Naganadel is here and in a solid enough position. It didn't really do enough here against Nihilego, which is the threat. I think we go for a Sludge Bomb into this Rillaboom. Rillaboom's probably going to live it if it's Assault Vest. I'm not sure, though, if, you know, of that calc, and then we're going to go for a Fire Off a Tailwind here. It does switch out into Entei, which obviously, you know, that would make the most sense here. Nihilego is then going to kill this Naganadel. Yeah. Unfortunate. Really bad. Really bad beginning to this for me here. I've been playing very two-dimensionally, I think. So I'm expecting a Protect here from this Nihilego, so I don't want to attack it. But if he does call that out and I attack the Entei and not the Nihilego, well, we're pretty screwed. So I really want to fire that off. But I truly do think this Nihilego should Protect here. A Psychic into this seems pretty safe, in my opinion. So I think we're going to go Psychic here. And I think we're also going to Strength Sap this. Because if that's a Rillaboom, well, we can take away a little bit of its offensive pressure. Let's go no switch with the Entei. So that's a little unfortunate. We're not taking it out. Snarl is going to be pretty damaging to this Tapu Lele, however, though. Now we have Psychic into the Nihilego. We're obviously -1, so we might not take this knockout, but I still think we're doing a lot of damage. I think we might be able to take it out. And we're just going to Shadow Ball. I think this should finish this Entei, but if it's AV, it might be kind of difficult. So we get into the Rillaboom. That's fine. I think this should be all right. I don't think we're taking out this Nihilego with this attack, though. Never mind. We got a critical hit, though. I think the critical hit probably did push us up there. So it was really fortunate of a critical hit for me. Do see Latios as his last Pokemon, so not too bad. We have Entei as the only switch here. Rillaboom's going to go for a Fake Out, presumably into the Tapu Lele. We could switch it into Incineroar if we want to. I think that sounds like the most correct play here. We have one more turn of Tailwind only, so we could go for a Protect on this Drifblim. Incineroar is not going to take too much damage from really anything he can put out. And if he Fake Outs the Tapu Lele, which you would expect it, right? So I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to protect the Drifblim. switch into the Incineroar here. Lay down a nice little Intimidate on the Rillaboom. Preserve that Psychic Terrain a moment longer, which is good. He does Side Shock into the Drifblim. And U-turns. Okay, so he doubled into the Drifblim. So we get a nice little reposition here. Minus the Snarl. Or take away the Snarl from our Tapu Lele. Not bad, I think. Now we do have a Fake Out. Where does this Fake Out go? We could go into the Latios. It is exerting the most pressure because it's not intimidated when the Rillaboom is. I think that's what I like, but we're not really putting up any pressure of our own now. So we're going to Fake Out here. We can continue Strength Sapping the Rillaboom, but then, you know, the Rillaboom can just safely switch out on the next turn, resetting its own Surge ability and also resetting that Fake Out, which is pretty valuable. We can Shadow Ball into it. The Entei has only like 14% left, so I think we're just going to Shadow Ball into the Rillaboom, expecting the switch. No switch, and that's okay. The Strength Sap would have been really strong, but it's okay. We did get the special D drop, which is pretty meaningful, I'd say. U-turns out into the Incineroar. Entei comes out. Taking up that that HP gain is a little unfortunate for me. I don't think this Flare Blitz is knocking out this Entei, and I don't know if the Shadow Ball is. I think we're just gonna Parting Shot the Latios, because we do underspeed both of those Pokemon, so if we can live, we can get a good repositioning in here. And we're just gonna Shadow Ball, try to take out the Entei. I don't think it's gonna knock it out though. So we're gonna see a nice, oh yeah, it doesn't take it out. It wouldn't have even without the Surge healing. Latios also doesn't take out the Incineroar, which is pretty great for me, I think. Now we bring in the Tapu Lele, and I think we're in a really good position to just go ahead and throw out some Dazzling Gleams. We're definitely going to knock out the Entei from this, and then the Drifblim attacking into the Latios as well would be really good. I think we're going to fire off a Dazzling Gleam. This is really what we're looking to do at this point. And I want to Strength Sap this Latios slot, because I think that's where the Rillaboom is going to come back. Might switch it out for the Entei, but it seems like resetting this Latios would be very beneficial to my opponent. I think firing off that. We could Strength Sap, but we could also just Shadow Ball. That is true. We're not doing much damage, though, with that, which is unfortunate. I think we're just going to Strength Sap this area. He's got to switch, right? He switched the Entei? That's just unfortunate for me. That's really unfortunate for me. I'm surprised, though, to be honest, because he just, like, doesn't care if the Latios does no damage, I guess, which is fine. You have to switch out this Tapu Lele again into this Incineroar, I think. And unfortunately, Drifblim's not going to take a knockout on this Rillaboom with this Shadow Ball if it's AV. I think we just set up a Tailwind again. I think I'm fine with that happening. That helps us a lot for this end game with our own Incineroar. Incineroar could just die here though, which would kind of suck. And it kind of seems like that could definitely happen here. Big into my Drifblim, like big damage. Not a lot though. Latios switching out. Okay, surprising that they forfeited. This didn't seem like an unwinnable end game for them, to me. It didn't seem unwinnable. It didn't seem favorable, but it didn't seem unwinnable. But okay, that was fun. That was a good game. I think we did all right with that team. Very interesting set of mons by my opponent. A lot of weird things. What, like Shiinotic? This is weird. It's a Spore user with pretty low speed, but Amoonguss just, you know, objectively outclasses it. And we've got Armaldo and Politoed. So it's most likely a Swift Swim Armaldo, and maybe it's like a Rain Dish Shiinotic. Definitely seems like they want to set up Trick Room here. So Amoonguss is a definite bring. In the back, though. Drifblim Tapu Lele seems good, but if he sets up the, if he sets up the Trick Room effectively, then it's terrible. So I think we're going to bring our other Pokemon here. Just forgo the Drifblim. Tapu Lele was really strong last game, though. It truly was a very strong lead last game. Naganadel on lead, as it just threatens a lot of things. It's nice to have that Escavalier, at least a little bit in check with the Flamethrower, although, presumably Rain is going to be up most of the time. I think Incineroar leads. I think that's perfectly fine. So I think we're going to go Incineroar, Naganadel lead with Urshifu and Tapu Lele. And that's what we're going to go for. I don't know how... Oh, no, not Tapu Lele. That wasn't supposed to be Tapu Lele. That was supposed to be Amoonguss. Oh, shoot. Well, that was just an accident. Can I take it back? Can I take it back, please? Shoot. My opponent is going to get up Trick Room here, and I lost my Trick Room check because I misclicked. Okay. Well, let's see if it's winnable, right? Who knows? Let's just Flare Blitz into this Shiinotic. It's going to Rage Powder. I feel like he's going to just Rage Powder and all that. So, yeah, we'll Sludge Bomb. It's going to get Rage Powdered. Oh, he protects. Interesting. So we're going to break the Disguise and then waste our Incineroar attack here, which is unfortunate. He's going to set up a Trick Room. It is Trick Rooming. Shiinotic is going to be pretty annoying now. Now he has Spores just going up for free. And unfortunately, I don't have any kind of counterplay. We're going to Flare Blitz to Shiinotic and Protect, expecting hopefully a Spore into the Naganadel, but it might go into the Incineroar, in which case, well, I lose the turn. Yeah, and the Flare Blitz under this rain damage is not even going to do anything. It did a good chunk. So let's get a Snarl up. Really sucks. I don't have any kind of counterplay here. Shiinotic is going to Spore whatever's in this slot. I could switch it out if I want to, or I could keep it, but it is the only guy with Protect on my team right now. Well, we have Urshifu, actually. So I guess let's bring in Lele, let it get slept on. It's fine if it gets slept, I think. He could attack into this Incineroar. Oh, he goes for a Protect, so he's gonna just, like, stall out his own Trick Room turns for me. I think I'm very fine with that. And I'm okay with this damage into Incineroar. It's not gonna take it out. It's gonna just knock it down to the berry, and then I might even be able to live one more Scald after that. So that could be really good for me after this Scald, after this Snarl. It makes sense for Shiinotic to Spore into my Tapu Lele slot, so I think we're just gonna lay down another Snarl. I think that's fine. Wouldn't mind resetting this though. Parting Shot the Politoed, I think that's fine. And we'll just drop a Dazzling Gleam. I don't think it matters too much. We should have Parting Shotted the Escavalier slot. Oh, we did. Good. It's a weird switch by my opponent, I feel like, though. So 2 more turns of Trick Room here. Bring in Urshifu, Protect. I think Naganadel is really going to be a big, piece of our win con in this game. A pretty solid chunk of damage to that Shiinotic, actually, through that Dazzling Gleam, which I don't mind. So we'll go ahead and Protect and switch into our Incineroar. I think we're in a pretty good position now. He's Sporing into the Urshifu. We have Trick Room recycled, or gone. We have Incineroar now. He does have, his setup again, once again, so pretty unfortunate for me. I think this Surging Strike is going to take this out, and we'll go ahead and Fake Out into this Shiinotic slot. Oh, knockout. Okay. That was too close to not knocking out. We have Psychic Terrain up. I forgot Psychic Terrain was up, and I Fake Outed. What an idiot. Okay, it's all good. He didn't go for the Rage Powder. I really expected a Rage Powder. Post-edit guy here. Shiinotic doesn't learn Rage Powder. That Pokemon's just cheeks. We're going to Surging Strikes this guy, and I think we just Flare Blitz this guy. Ooh, Snarl. We can drop a Snarl. I don't think that's a bad... We're not doing too much damage with the Flare Blitz into the Shiinotic anyway, with the Rain. I think Snarl's probably not a bad move here. Preserves us a little bit longer with Politoed. I think Politoed's still going to knock out in the Urshifu, but we'll see. Snarl gives us a solid chance to not die. Oh, he outspeeds my Incineroar. That's a good thing to know. Dropping off these Snarls, though, into this Politoed slot is not bad. He's going to Spore our Incineroar now, though, and that makes sense, and that's fine. And in the Naganadel here, and we're just going to, do any move. It doesn't matter. He does Protect this turn, so we aren't wasting our Spore. And Scald is doing 0 damage. He had a burn? It's fine. I don't even care. This Shiinotic has to switch. It physically has to switch into Escavalier here. Oh, Snarl. Wow, no switch. What? Dude, you're insane. You did not fear the Sludge Bomb. What? I'm really surprised he did that. Also, why is my timer counting down right now? Why is my timer counting down? I don't know why Fair enough. You're insane. You're an insane guy for that. But now I'm going to just double down. We're going to try it again. We're going to Parting Shot. He does Protect this time. Fair enough. Politoed's going to knock out the Naganadel. Unfortunate. Okay, now I'm pretty happy that I brought Tapu Lele instead of Amoonguss, I think. Okay, Shiinotic is back out. And now we can just, attack. Now we just straight up just attack a lot. We have to exert a lot of pressure in this turn because this is the turn that we can attack the Shiinotic. If it switches to Escavalier, we're not doing nearly enough damage. But Dazzling Gleam's still not going to do any damage to that anyway. And this Politoed's a non-threat, but it's very likely to switch. Surging Strikes does not knock out the Shiinotic. Politoed's going to switch. It's Escavalier. I don't have anything that really damages Escavalier. Let's go Shadow Ball into it. I don't want to be locked into Shadow Ball. He doesn't switch. He doesn't switch, dude. This guy, Shiinotic, he just thinks his Shiinotic is to stay in the rest of his life. I mean, he's doing good work. I'm continuing to play around it. I think we'll just close combat this Politoed at this point. It might switch to Escavalier. I feel like it will. I feel like it'll go Protect and then switch the Politoed out to try and reset the Rain. Because I still have Incineroar in the back. I think we just close combat this slot, and we just Shadow Ball this slot as well. That's fine. He's got to switch. He's got to switch one day. I mean, unless he wants his Politoed to be a non-issue, and he definitely protects the Shiinotic here. He doesn't protect. Okay, well, it's okay. We take the knockout here with this. Shadow Ball's going to do a good chunk. He spoils the Urshifu. That's fine. I think I'm okay with this whole scenario happening here. I think we have to let these any of our Pokemon die, because Incineroar is what's gonna do anything to Escavalier, and it outspeeds both. Shiinotic definitely protects, though. And we could have switched it out to Incineroar, but I mean, this Tapu Lele is not doing enough anyway right now. What? Drill Run that Pokemon? That seems like the wrong play, because it was asleep. No, fake out. Don't fake out. Psychic Terrain, idiot. Forgot it last time. We're going to Flare Blitz this Escavalier, and we're going to Shadow Ball this Shiinotic. We're not taking it out, though. But the Escavalier is the one doing damage. If we take out the Escavalier, Shiinotic literally does not do any damage. It's just annoying. Okay, he protects. That's fine. We take out the Shiinotic. We actually did just hit a low roll before, so that's good. This game is over. Oh, what a doozy of a game. That Shiinotic was way more annoying than I thought it was going to be. The one turn I could have just Sludge Bombed and won the game. But I mistaked. It's all good. It's a cool team. This is a really cool team. I like it a lot. The Pokepaste, as always, will be in the description down below. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Do all that stuff. Have a good day. Goodbye.